It's Nolan. What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. So now we got to talk about Keshia Chante and Bow Wow and how they've had an up and down relationship ever since they've known each other in the mid 2000s, right? Now, for those of y'all that may not really be familiar with Keshia Chante, she's a Canadian actress, singer. She's also done a lot of hosting. She hosted 106 in Park back in the day. I think she hosted Entertainment Tonight. Bunch of different things, right? She's got a very storied career. I don't think she reached all of the heights that she probably could have or should have as a singer and artist. She also dated Drake way back in the days when they were like teenagers. So she's been around for a long time. She actually just did a new interview where she talked about her up and down rocky relationship with Bow Wow. And when I say relationship, I'm not saying that they were romantically involved, because she actually evaded that every way that she possibly could. So that's not what I'm saying here. All I'm saying is they met each other way back in the day, back when Bow Wow and Chris Brown did a song called Shorty Like Mine. I'm sure y'all know that record. They were both signed to Sony at the time, and she had a billboard that was being plastered all over the place. He saw her billboard and was like, I want her in my music video, right? So they do all the preliminaries. They cast her in the video, all this good stuff. She's excited to be in the video because she's still coming up at the time. But unfortunately, when she actually meets with Bow Wow, he says, hey, you want to come hang out at the hotel? You know what I'm saying? Come kick back. And she was like, no, she wanted to keep it very professional. She didn't want to get too close to him. And she definitely knew if she went to that hotel, she was going to get tried on a different level. She hit the juke on him. For whatever reason, Bow Wow didn't like that. I mean, he's at the height of his career, or at least one of the heights of his career. Most of the women that he had come in contact with prior to and around that time, I'm sure they was caving in. And she wasn't. So she shows back up for the shoot. She's got a trailer. She says Angela Simmons also had a trailer, which Angela Simmons was not even in the runnings to be in the video at the time. So right off the bat, she's confused as to what's going on. Unfortunately, it seems like because Miss Keshia did not go back to Bow Wow's hotel, he X'd her out of being the leading lady in the video, decided to go with Angela Simmons. Her trailer was next to Chris Brown's. He was trying to understand what was going on. She said, hey, your boy just kicked me out the video. He don't want me to be in the video. I don't know what the fuck going on. I didn't go to the hotel with him. That was the only encounter that we really had. Everything was cool otherwise. He said, fuck it. I'm going to let you be my leading lady in this video. So she still ended up being in the music video. And ever since that time, she said that he always treated her funny. Fast forward, they do the 106 in Park reboot. Bow Wow is the host, Mr. 106, quote unquote. He was co-host with Keshia Chante. So she then describes some of the weird stuff that if you were watching during that time period, now it makes a little bit of sense. She said that they would be on set shooting the show. He would jump in and be saying lines that were supposed to be written for her. He would mess up lines. He would throw different stuff off. And she considered it hazing. She felt like he was just trying to make things tough. I don't know what type of hazing you could do in the music industry that's gonna I don't know what the lesson is that you're gonna get away from hazing somebody in the music industry. Like, I'm just gonna make shit tough for you whenever I come around. But I mean, maybe that was his mindset back in the day. Who the fuck knows? And unfortunately, it seemed like he continued to treat her that way until they had Drake as a guest on the show. He spoke with Bow Wow off camera, whatever the case may be. He let Bow know, you know, that's one of them ones right there. You can't play with her like that. You know, I'm sure he probably also told Bow, hey, that used to be my work back in the day. And I mean, before I got on, we was like real cool. So Bow said, you know what? I'm gonna let bygones be bygones, she said, and they've always been cool. They've always had a good relationship. Everything has been smooth with them ever since. Some funny shit, man. I don't know what it is with Bow. Like, I've continued to be a fan of this dude over the years. I've always felt like he was primed to make another comeback. He still is young enough. He's still attractive enough to the female gaze. He has no short of women. He could always just be a hit away, you know what I'm saying, until he really starts shriveling up. But for whatever reason, his dealings with women have always been publicized, and they've all been on some fuck shit, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's the short man syndrome, Napoleon complex type shit. I don't know if it's the ego of him being in the music industry ever since he was 5 years old and people just have treated him like royalty for so many years. And then once they pulled the rug under his motherfucking ass, he just couldn't seem to find his balance ever since. But shit just ain't been right with Bow, man. But I'm going to go ahead and play the video of Keshia Chante explaining this from her own perspective because I don't want to put words in her mouth. So y'all could just tune in and we'll go from there.
What's Bow Wow like?
He hazed me in the beginning. We were both signed to Sony Urban.
Yeah.
He saw my poster in the building in New York City, and he was like, I want this girl in my music video for Shorty Like Mine. He was like, hey, I want to invite you to be my lead girl. And I was like, oh my God, I would love to. So my team flew me out to LA. We had a whole team meeting. He showed up all like, what's up? Yeah, no.
Oh, he was putting on.
And then he asked me like, oh, you want to come by the hotel? Da, da, da.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. The day of, I show up. Angela Simmons has a trailer. Keshia Chante has a trailer. And I'm like, okay. So I go into my trailer. My team shows up. We have bad news.
What?
Bow doesn't want you to be the lead girl of Shorty Like Mine anymore.
Bow Wow.
He brought in Angela Simmons. But what I didn't realize is that Chris Brown's trailer was there, and he was there. He came, knocked at the door, and we were friends. We met when we were young.
Yeah.
And he was like, what's going on? I'm like, Bow's trying to kick me out of this video. He's like, well, you'll be my lead girl then. We don't need Bow. So then we had a little rivalry. So we shoot the video. Bow gave me attitude the entire time. Years passed, and I would run into him, and it was never cool. And then 106 & Park happened. They told Bow the day I was showing up that I was the new host. And when I walked into his dressing room and he saw it was me, he was mad as hell. He just kept hazing me. Teleprompter would come up. He would say my line or mess up his line or pause and be like, no, it's your turn. And it's not my turn. One day they called me and said, we have a special episode. You need to be there. We're going to announce you as the new host. I had no idea. And I got to set and Aubrey was the guest that they were interviewing. Aubrey's the one that co-signed me to Bow.
Yeah.
It was like, no, like.
She's cool.
Yeah. So he gave Bow the okie doke. And then Bow was nice to me after that. And I was like, ooh, you got big bro.
So as y'all can see, Keshia says Bow Wow got big broed. I don't want to say he got big broed by Drake because at that point he was already like a bigger star than Drake. I mean, Drake was coming into the game and, you know, making waves, but I don't feel like it was a big bro thing. I think it was just a mutual respect thing. As we can see today, Drake just brought Bow Wow out on stage into the show with him in Atlanta, so they still have a long-standing relationship. It's mutual respect, and he said he always looked up to Bow. So I don't think it was no funny business, no big bro stuff. It was just like, yo, man, chill, bro. You ain't got to do her like that. Like, she cool. Plus, that's my old work. You ain't gonna get to touch her no way. She not finna play like that because I already tried when we was together, and we ain't get nowhere neither. So at some point, he had to drop it, right? This interview hits the net. People start making jokes. It starts making waves online. We now have Keshia coming back and clearing the air. She says, I just got off the phone with Bow. It was the first time we got to speak about this, and I'm glad we were able to clear up the misunderstanding. He did haze me, but that was for other reasons. She did not go into detail as to what those other reasons were. I'm kind of wishing that we had a little bit more clarity there, because if it wasn't for what you thought, which is going back to the hotel, then what was it? We do know that Angela Simmons ended up being Bow Wow's girlfriend at some point. So maybe that's the other reason. You know what I'm saying? He found somebody else. Maybe she didn't go to the hotel, but like, hey, I'm trying to make this move over here. I'm trying to go ahead and like plant some seeds. So I got to put her in here because I want to show her as much affection as possible. It ain't got nothing to do with you. You wasn't with it. Cool. Because I already done found a replacement. Whatever. She says, I love Bow, and he's been nothing but respectful towards me over the last 10 plus years. We love each other very much. Also, this is why your girl doesn't drink, right? So she tries to put some comedy on there, try to make it humorous. But I honestly feel like she knew what it was, and she said what it was. They had a conversation out of respect. I'll clear it up. It ain't that big a deal anyway. It's not like I was trying to throw you under the bus. I was just telling my truth. He asked me what you were like. That's what you was like in the beginning. Is what it is, right? But if that's why you don't drink, what does that have to do with it? What does the other reasons have to do with it? Come on, man. Let the people know. You already done said your piece. You gonna come back and clean it up. At least get the whole mop. At least put some motherfucking pine sol in that bit. You know what I mean? Put some little elbow grease in it if you gonna come clean. Don't half-ass it now, because you're going to have to do it again. So that's where we at with that whole situation, man. I'm glad that they're cool. I'm glad that they've had a loving relationship. You know what I'm saying? Keshia's still doing her thing. She's out in Canada. She's still a big star out there. Very highly respected, very revered. All is well that ends well. That's how life is. So salute to them both, and I'm glad they were able to find their footing. Let me know what y'all think of this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification for all updates, and I'll see y'all on the next one, all right? Much love and respect. Peace!